Good morning, children. Now we have finished the poem Winter. I hope all have copied all the exercise and all that. Yes? Now in this, the next chapter is The Merchant of Venice, that is chapter 10. This is chapter 11. I am going to take this chapter first because this is a small chapter. So after this I will take the chapter 10. Now an uncomfortable bed, a bed which is not at all comfortable to sleep. That is the meaning of uncomfortable, not cozy, not comfortable. Now get set shown there is, why is April Fool's Day celebrated and what do you do to celebrate this day? Now what is April Fool, children? All of you all celebrate April Fool. And when is April Fool celebrated? On the 1st of April, isn't it? We celebrate April Fool on the 1st of April. Some of you all, even me, all of us have been made fools on that day, isn't it? People play many mischiefs or practical jokes on that day to make a fool, and they say fool, fool, April Fool, isn't it? Now April Fool, we don't know how it started. Yes, it started, we don't know, and it is in many Western countries, it is an occasion for playing tricks, and this custom has been observed for hundreds of years. It is an old tradition followed by Europe and America, followed by the people of Europe and America, and there are many stories related to the origin in the past, but actually it is unknown. We do not know the correct origin of the April Fool. Origin means how it started. Now what happens when someone who loves to play pranks on others suspects that his friends are planning revenge? Can the author outsmart his friends or do his friends manage to get the better of him? Read on to find out. Now here we have pranks means tricks, to play trick on someone. Yes, a practical joke, kaliyaka, not orally, by action. Now what happened here? This author and his friends loved to play tricks on others. So one day he felt that his friends were planning to play a trick on him, and he suspected all his friends. He thought, oh, all these friends, they are planning something to play a trick on me. And what is that? We'll find out. What was the author's suspicion? We'll give you the answer after we take the lesson. Section 1. One autumn, I went to spend some time with some friends in a chateau in Picardy. Chateau is a large house in France, and it is pronounced as not chateau, it is chateau. Picardy is the place in France. My friends were fond of practical jokes. I do not care to know people who are not. Almost all people love to play tricks. Only very few will not like it, isn't it? So in the picture you can see the author and his friends. When I arrived, they gave me a princely reception which at once awakened suspicion in my mind. Princely reception means a very grand welcome. All my friends gave me a very grand welcome, which at once awakened suspicion in my mind. So when he saw that grand welcome, he thought that they are planning to do some mischief on me. They are planning some trick on me. They embraced me, made much of me, as if they expected to have great fun at my expense. They made much of me means they fussed over me. They made me feel so important. They were fussing over him. I said to myself, look out, they have something in store for you. So he was thinking in his mind, they are planning to do something, so I must be very careful. During the dinner, the mirth was excessive, exaggerated in fact, I thought. So during dinner time, when they are having dinner, the mirth means the joy, the laughter. They were laughing too much. Excessive means too much and exaggerated means overstate. So they were keeping on laughing and talking, and he thought in his mind, here are people who have more than their share of amusement, and apparently without reason. For no reason at all, they kept on laughing and laughing. And they must have planned some good joke. Assuredly, I am to be the victim of the joke. Attention. So he said, I must be very careful, I must be very attentive, because these friends of mine, they are planning to play a trick on me, and I don't know what it is, and I don't know what they are going to do. So I must be very attentive, I must be very careful. Victim means one who suffers some injury. The author will be the victim of their trick. During the entire evening, everyone laughed in an exaggerated fashion. So in the evening also, during evening time also, all of them were busy going on laughing, shouting loudly. I scented a practical joke in the air as a dog scents game. So just as the dog gets the smell of other animals when they are going for hunting for food, yes, he also got a smell that here he got the smell that they were going to play a practical joke on me, a practical trick on me. But what was it? I could not find out what was it. I was watchful, restless. So I was keeping on watching my friends, and I was restless. I could not sit quietly anyway. I was getting very moody now. I did not let a word or a meaning or a gesture escape me. So I did not speak anything. I was very careful that I did not show anyone that I knew that they were planning to have a trick on me. I did not let a word, he did not speak anything or a meaning or even a gesture. Gesture means to show an action which shows one's feelings. Everyone seemed to me an object of suspicion, and I even looked distrustfully at the faces of the servants. So all his friends, he thought they were planning something. Even the servants of that house, he thought they were also in that gang of his friends. They were also with them planning something against him. The hour struck for retiring, and the whole household came to escort me to my room. Why? Now the hour struck for retiring, that means the clock struck. It was time for bed. It was time to go to bed. And the whole household, all the people in that house, his friends, the servants, everyone came with him, escorting him. Escorting means to come with him. Escorted him to his bedroom. Now why? He was thinking, now why did all these people come with me? I can go alone to my bedroom, isn't it? So why should all these people come with me? He was thinking that. So I think they were all planning, the servants and his friends and all the other people in the house, they were all planning to play a trick on him. They called to me, good night. So I entered the apartment, shut the door and remained standing without moving a single step, holding the wax candle in my hand. You can see the author in the picture. He was looking very tensed. Yes, he did not know what was going to happen, and he was very restless. You can see the wax candle kept on the table there. So he entered the room, he shut the door, and he remained standing in the room without moving a single step, holding the wax handle in my hand. I heard laughter and whispering in the corridor. Corridor is the passage of the house. So he could hear laughter, the sound of people laughing, and also whispering, talking very softly. Without doubt, they were spying on me. So he thought that they were all watching him. Spy means to watch. I cast a glance round the walls, the furniture, the ceiling, the hangings, the floor. So he looked all around the room. He looked at the furniture, he looked at the walls, he looked at the ceiling and everything hanging in the room, and even the floor. I saw nothing to justify suspicion. He did not see anything strange there. When he looked everywhere, he found that it was all okay, normal. He could not find anything strange. I heard persons moving about outside my door. So he could hear the footsteps of the people walking in front of his door. I had no doubt they were looking through the keyhole. You remember the doors have got keyholes, isn't it, through which you put the key to turn on the lock, isn't it? So he thought that some of them were looking through the keyhole to see what he was doing inside the room. An idea came to my head. My candle may suddenly go out and leave me in darkness. Then I went across to the mantelpiece and lighted all the wax candles that were on it. So what did he do? He thought, suppose my candle goes out. Yes, the light of the candle go out. Then what will happen? The room will be in complete darkness and he will not know anything what is happening in the room. So what did he do? He went to the mantelpiece. Mantelpiece is a structure around the fireplace. In those countries, in the cold season, they have got a fireplace there where they put fire to keep you warm, isn't it? And around that there was a structure on which there were some wax candles. So he went and lighted all those wax candles so that the room will be in full light. After that, I cast another glance around me without discovering anything. So after lighting the candle, he once more looked around the room, but he could not find anything. I advanced with short steps, carefully examining the apartment. Nothing. Again he went around the whole room, looking at each and every corner and everything in the room, but he could not find anything. I inspected every article one after the other, still nothing. Then I went to the window. The shutters, large wooden shutters, were open. So what did he do? He went near the window side, he saw that all the windows were open and he closed all the shutters. I shut them with great care and then drew the curtains, enormous velvet curtains, and placed a chair in front of them so as to have nothing to fear from outside. Enormous means very big. And you remember, you see, all those windows had very big velvet curtains. So after closing the shutter of the window, he drew all the curtains, so then placed one chair in front of the window so that nobody from outside could get inside the room. Then I cautiously sat down. I was very watchful. Cautious means very watchful. The armchair was solid. The armchair in which he was sitting in the picture, you can see, it was very hard. I did not venture to get into the bed. I did not venture means he did not want to go to the bed, go near the bed. He felt that the bed would make him fall down. However, the night was advancing and I ended by coming to the conclusion that I was foolish. So by now it was already late and he wanted to go to sleep. So he said, nothing is there in this room. Nothing strange is there in the room. So let me go to sleep. If they were spying on me, as I suppose they must, while waiting for the success of the joke they had been preparing for me, have been laughing immoderately at my terror. So he thought that those people who were watching him from outside through the keyhole and all would be laughing at him. So I made up my mind to go to bed. But the bed was particularly suspicious looking. I pulled at the curtains. They seemed to be secure. So what did he do? So nothing strange is happening in the room. So he thought, let me go to sleep now. So he is going near the bed. And when he looked at the bed, he thought that there was something strange. So in the next class, we'll continue section 2. Thank you.